Hey everyone, Jason here from Bambrick Media. Thanks for joining us. In this video, we're going to be covering what is remarketing and how to profit from it. The most common way we hear people talk about remarketing is that, they say, oh, is that thing where Google flights to Bali and then keep seeing ads for hotels in Bali and flights to Bali pop up everywhere, like on all the different websites that I go to? Or you might hear someone say that, I was looking at some shoes on a shoe website and now those same shoes seem to be following me around the internet everywhere. That's remarketing. The reason remarketing exists is traditionally 96% of all traffic that goes to any website won't buy or transact on the first visit, and that's a real lost opportunity for most businesses. In sales and marketing, forever people have been saying that before customers will buy a product, they need to be exposed to it 7 times. Well, that's as true today in a digital world as it used to be in the traditional world. The other thing that makes remarketing really valuable is it allows you to reach a much wider audience than you might be able to on, say, your email marketing database or through pushing content in your Facebook page. As an example, a lot of businesses might have 1,000 Facebook followers and they might have 1,000 people on their email marketing database. Then we'll go and we'll look in their Google Analytics account and we'll find that on their website, they've actually had 10, 20,000 visitors a month come to their website, which is hundreds of thousands of visitors a year. So the list of people who've been to your website is actually substantially larger than either your email list or your list of Facebook followers. We're going to quickly take you through the 6 most effective remarketing strategies that there are in today's market. Number 1, Google Display Remarketing. Google Display Remarketing is the one that most people are most familiar with from a consumer perspective. In that, go to a website and then you start to see ads about that website or about that product on other websites around the internet. What a lot of people don't know is how those ads get there. How do those banner ads appear on those websites? Google makes a lot of their money from Google AdWords, but actually also controls over 90% of ad inventory online outside of Facebook. What that means is if you've seen an ad on couriermail.com, gumtree.com, realestate.com, news.com, carsales.com, or almost anywhere, if you're looking at a banner ad, there's a good chance that it was actually put there by Google or Google Display Remarketing. The second remarketing strategy worth knowing about is Google Search Remarketing. This is actually a strategy that most people don't really know exists. And what this enables you to do is to actually serve text ads in Google AdWords based on whether or not people have been to your website in the past. For an example, take a business like ours. Let's say somebody has gotten to our website by Googling a keyword such as SEO company Brisbane. They come to our website based on that keyword and then they leave our website without transacting, and then they might be Googling another keyword like digital marketing agencies. Well, we could serve them a text ad in Google AdWords based on the fact that they've already been to our website saying, hey, are you looking for a digital marketing agency in Brisbane that specializes in SEO? So we can actually retarget them based on that context and show them a message that's really, really specific to what they're looking for. Thirdly, we've got Facebook and Instagram remarketing. Now we actually talk about those 2 remarketing strategies in one because Instagram is owned by Facebook, which means that we can actually serve remarketing ads to both the Facebook and Instagram audience using the same platform. This works very similarly to Google Display Remarketing, but obviously it would be serving ads to those people who've already been to your website when they're browsing on Facebook or browsing on Instagram. The 4th type of remarketing that's really effective is called customer match remarketing. This is one of the most cost-effective and profitable strategies that there is today. Essentially, what it enables you to do is to take your existing database of either existing customers or potential customers, leads and prospects that either have bought before or that have inquired but didn't end up buying, and actually upload that list of contacts to either Google or Facebook and serve ads specifically to that audience. This is phenomenally profitable because if you think about the context of this audience, these are all people who've already inquired with you or already done business with you in some way, shape or form. So the likelihood that they're going to convert and actually transact into a real sale based off seeing your remarketing ad is actually a lot higher than somebody who hasn't inquired with you but might have just been to your website. The 5th type of remarketing that's worth talking about is e-commerce remarketing. And this really only works if you've got an e-commerce website, a Magento site, or a WordPress WooCommerce website, or perhaps a Shopify store. And this is where people have been viewing particular products on your website, or maybe they've even added something to cart but they haven't yet checked out. This actually enables you to remarket those specific products to the person who is looking for it, sometimes even at a discount. And this can be done on either Google or Facebook or Instagram. In fact, in doing some research for this video, I did see an Instagram remarketing ad for a brand that I'm quite fond of, and I'll put that up on the screen now. The sixth and final type of remarketing that we're going to talk about is YouTube remarketing. Now, YouTube remarketing doesn't work for everybody. Firstly, if you don't do any video content, then it's not going to help you too much. Secondly, if you do have video content, as long as the videos on your website are served using YouTube, then you're going to be able to do YouTube remarketing. What YouTube remarketing is after people have been to your website, let's say they've been watching a video on your site about your products and services, and they leave your website and then they're on YouTube doing more product research or even just watching cat videos or whatever they might be doing, you can actually serve those YouTube pre-roll ads to people who've already been to your website as long as they've interacted with some of your video content already. So that's 6 of the different remarketing strategies that are out there that might be of value to you. Let me list off a few of the ways now that you can actually use remarketing to generate more revenue, more sales, and more profit. The first way to use remarketing, and this is one of the first ways that we started to use it, was to help our small business customers build legitimacy. What I mean by that is that with remarketing, you can take a very small budget, maybe even a couple $100, and really get a sizable impact from a brand legitimacy perspective. What do I mean when I say brand legitimacy? Well, because you can actually serve your ads on sites like couriermail.com, gumtree.com, news.com, these quite substantial websites, it's common to see Google remarketing ads for a small business appear next to very big businesses. It really helps from a brand legitimacy perspective for those smaller businesses. The second good way to use remarketing is to help really differentiate yourself. When people are going through the buying process, particularly when they're researching a buying decision that they've never had to make before, they're trying to evaluate between all the different suppliers to try and determine what's the reason that I should use your business over everyone else's. Maybe you offer free shipping. Maybe you offer some sort of a guarantee. Maybe you've got a local team, a high level of quality, or maybe you've been doing it for longer, or whatever it is. If you're in business, chances are there's a good compelling reason as to why customers should choose you instead of choosing your competitors. Remarketing is a really good way to reinforce that message so that customers know why they should buy from you instead of some of your competitors. Another way to use remarketing is for upselling and cross-selling. This is where that customer match remarketing really comes into play. Let's say you've got a list of people who've bought your first product off you. You might want to take that list of customers and upload it to either of the remarketing platforms and actually advertise your second product to that same audience who bought your first product. The conversion likelihood on that audience is going to be really high because they've already bought from you before. Another really great way to use remarketing is to nurture leads through the sales funnel. This is specifically important when you're dealing with a complex product or a product that's got some sort of a long sales cycle involved. If you're selling a product that's a large purchasing decision, someone's investing a couple $100,000 or it's something that they might take 6 to 12 months to buy, chances are they're not going to hit your website and click here and buy now on day one. So you can use remarketing to continue to educate your market and nurture them through the sales pipeline and give them more and more reasons to buy from you, more and more confidence and trust that you're the right supplier, so that when they actually are ready to pull the trigger, it's you that they end up buying from. Another way to use it is seasonal offers. We've got a client of ours here in Brisbane that's one of the largest and most iconic hospitality venues in town. They use seasonal remarketing campaigns really well. Being in the hospitality business, they have Christmas functions, they have New Year's Eve functions, and then they go straight into, I think, Australia Day functions, and all throughout the year you've got Mother's Day and Father's Day and Easter and Anzac Day and all these different events that they're going to want to advertise. And they actually, every time they've got a new campaign, a new seasonal event, they use remarketing to remarket that next product and the next product and the next product all to that same audience. Another great way to use remarketing is to supplement either your email marketing list or your social following. What I mean by that is that traditionally when we look at somebody's email marketing list or their Facebook followers or their Instagram followers, regardless of whether you've got a small list or a big list in those locations, the size of those lists are almost always only a tiny fraction of the volume of people that come to your website on an annual basis. Let's say a website gets 10,000 visitors a month, 12 months of the year, that's 120,000 people that they could be remarketing and getting their message out to. Yes, if you've got something to say, a product to sell, an event to push, definitely put it on your Facebook page, boost the post, advertise it through Facebook. Certainly you want to send that out via email marketing to everybody on your email marketing list. What about remarketing? What about all of those people who've been to your site within the last 12 months? If they've already been to your website, chances are that they're interested in your products and services in some way. Using remarketing, you can actually access all of those people as well and possibly get a lot of conversions that you wouldn't have gotten elsewise if you only focused on social and email marketing. Firstly, we set up the remarketing campaign in the platform. That's either through Facebook or through Google. Secondly, we generate a pixel. A pixel is a small piece of code that we're going to need to put on your website to help either Google or Facebook start to build that list of people to remarket to. Thirdly, we need to populate the list. After the pixel is on your website, we need to give it a little bit of time for the people who go to your website to be added to that remarketing list. Depending on how much traffic your site gets, depends on how long it's going to take you to populate that list. If you're on a really low traffic site, then it might take a few days or weeks. If you're on a really high traffic site, your list might be populated within a couple of hours. Fourth, once the list is being populated, what we need to do is build the creative. So that means build out whatever ads we're going to need to serve in the platform. So actually create the banners that we want to show to people on Facebook, Instagram, Google Display, or write the text ads for Google Search if that's what we're going to be using. Once we've built the creative, we want to build out the campaign. What that means is actually going into Google or Facebook, setting up all the settings, telling them when do we want to show these ads, who do we want to show them to. Obviously we want to show them to this list of people who've been to our website, but maybe we don't want to show it to all the people that have been to our website because maybe this product or service isn't relevant to all those people. Maybe we only want to show it to all the men that went to our website or all the women, or maybe we only want to show these ads at night or in the morning or on a weekend, whatever that might be. So once we've built out the creative and we're building the list, we actually need to build the campaign, which means set up all the different targeting settings to make sure that the campaign's profitable. That's a pretty open-ended question, but this is our rule of thumb. Traditionally, we've found that approximately 10% of the total media spend for the campaign is a good allocation to put towards remarketing. That way you've still got 90% of the budget to drive cold traffic, so actually to tell people about it for the first time, and then 10% of the budget is advertising to warm traffic or reminding people about it or marketing to people who've already been to your website. We tend to find that that's a good split. 90% on cold traffic, 10% on warm traffic, being that remarketing component. If at 10% the return on investment is really good, you're getting lots and lots of conversions, maybe you want to do more. Maybe 20 or 30% of the budget goes to remarketing. If you're not getting a return on investment on remarketing, then we'd advise you to either change it or cut it. You don't ever want to keep doing anything that's not generating a return on investment. And that's it. That's a bit of an overview on remarketing and all the different strategies and ways that you can use it. I really hope you've gotten some value out of this. If you have, I'd really love it if you could click the like button to help this video get seen by more people. If you have any questions about remarketing specifically or anything else digital marketing related, please feel free to leave a note in the comments or feel free to contact us directly through our website. And finally, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that now so you get all the latest videos as they go live. Thanks again and see you soon.